Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube. Do I have lunch on my team? No. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm back because I would like us to talk about porosity, hair porosity, especially Afro natural hair porosity, because I have seen that there is a lot of misconception on the subject of porosity, and myself, I used to think certain things about hair porosity that are not scientifically true. So today I am coming to bring a little bit of clarity for someone who might need it. So the reason why it is important for you to know your porosity is because knowing your porosity will actually guide you as to how to care for your hair properly. It will help you understand how products work on your hair, how to use product on your hair, and how to retain length, how to have a healthy head of hair. So all of that will be easier for you if you know your porosity. I think that's why porosity is important. That's why people pay attention to porosity. Now I feel like there is this conception, this misconception that Afro hair, most Afro hair are low porosity hair because it takes time to get wet, which I will call to get saturated. So most people think Afro hair is difficult to wet. You know, my hair make water beads, water bubbles when I wet it instead of getting saturated quickly, and that doesn't necessarily means that your hair has a low porosity. Matter of fact, it's a big sign that your hair has a high porosity, because the reason why your hair is not saturated as fast as people with low porosity hair is because your hair has a large capacity of absorption. So for your hair to get saturated, you need to take time to get the hair wet. Not only because the hair is dense, our hair is curly, small curls, but a lot of small curls. So there are a lot of small gaps also between the curls, a lot of air between the curls. So all of that creates a resistance when it comes to wetting the hair. So you will see that people get their hair wet quicker when they help the water in the hair with their hands, for example, because the density already is causing resistance for the water. So there is that. But the reason also your hair doesn't get saturated fast is because it has a high capacity of absorption. It tends to absorb a lot before saturating. So for your hair to get wet, you need to help with water pressure with your hands, you know, because of the way the hair is already, because of the shape, because of the volume, because of the density. Even if you have thin hair, even if you have small hair, when it comes to Afro hair, it will always look bigger because of the way it is, you know. So that will also require longer time of wetting. So that's one. And also, to get the hair to get saturated fast, you will need to apply heavy product. The people with low porosity hair, you will see that with a small amount of product, they will already have the hair saturated, because the hair is not porous enough to actually suck in the liquid, the moisture, whatever we apply on it. You know, it doesn't have a lot of absorption capacity. So you will see these people tend to have oily hair fast. You will see these people apply small product. They will tell you, I want product that is lightweight. They will run away from greasy product. They will run away from heavy product. They will use a small amount of conditioner to saturate all the hair. They will use a small amount of mask to saturate all the hair, because the hair has such a low porosity that you don't need a lot of water or a lot of product to saturate the hair. So for us, you will see that in order to get the hair to be saturated, you need to apply something very heavy so that the absorption process is slower and you have moisturized hair for longer. One of the other reasons that you will see Afro hair resist to water when you try to wet it, although it is a high porosity hair, is that we have a culture of not wetting the hair often. So because we have a culture of not wetting the hair often, the hair is more resistant to water. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, because culturally we are used to not put water on the hair. Few days ago I was talking to someone and the person told me that they are avoiding wetting their hair because somebody told them that water breaks hair, that if you want to retain length you need to not wet your hair as often, and this is not true. This creates starvation for your hair in terms of water. This is how many people think that their hair is naturally dry. This is how many people think that Afro hair is naturally dry, is naturally high to manage, is naturally to this or to that. Is because the gaps between hair intervention are very wide, so it gives time to the hair to become very dry, very resistant to moisture, very and you will think that your hair is low porosity when in fact it's parched. It's a hair that is starving for water. It's a hair that is thirsty. Afro hair is on the higher side of porosity because it has a high capacity of absorption. That's why it doesn't saturate as fast as other hairs. That's why you will see they recommend things like hot oil treatment before shampoo or pre-poo before shampoo. The pre-poo will not only help you detangle your hair so that you don't go in the shower with knots, but it will also saturate the hair halfway for you, so that when you actually go to shampoo, your hair will drink less shampoo, you know, it will require less water in order to get saturated, because the hair is already a bit saturated. We did a pre-poo before going into the wash, so that's why you will see we recommend pre-poo for Afro hair texture. It's not only for the detangling part, it's also to decrease the porosity of the hair a bit before we go in wash day. Also, that's why you will see, it's because Afro hair is high porosity that you will see that for our hair you will need heavy products, you will need rich, thick, heavy products, and you will need to apply those products on super extremely wet hair, and you will even have some time to have a spraying bottle next to you while you are applying your stylers on your hair. Why? Because while you are applying products, while the hair is absorbing it, while the hair is soaking it quickly, the hair is soaking the moisture or the lightest part of the product, it soaks it quickly. So when you apply the product on a hair that is not prep, that is not properly wet, properly moisturized, properly saturated with water, you will see that you will need to use more product to saturate that hair. You know, it's not that the product is not penetrating in your hair because you have low porosity. No, it's that your hair has such a high capacity of absorption that you need a heavy amount and a lot of water for the application of the product to be effective. You know, applying water while you apply your product is because as you apply the water, as you apply the product, the hair is also absorbing the water fast. So that's why you need to keep the bottle of water next to you while you are applying your product to reapply water, because the hair absorbs it very fast. And that's why also you need heavy product, and they will not saturate your hair. You know, a low porosity will take a heavy product and it will saturate the hair will look heavy, it will look way down. But with Afro hair, you will need a lot of product, you will need heavy product in order to saturate the hair, because the hair has the high capacity of absorption. To get my hair to hang like this, my hair is not like this if I didn't apply any product, if I didn't moisturize, my hair is not like this. My hair is a, you know, if I want to let my hair get dehydrated and freeze up and throw up, I can do that. You know, it's a choice that I can choose, but you should know that it's not the standard. You have choices. You can let your fro puff, and you can also wear your fro defined like this, you know. And for my hair to be defined and to be laid like this, I applied a lot of water. So I did a wash day, a full wash day. I shampooed my hair, I shampooed my hair, I conditioned it, and I sealed it with gel, you know. For my hair to hang like this, I needed to put gel. Only gel can get my hair to be saturated like this, because the gel is heavy enough to not be completely fully absorbed in the hair. And the amount of gel that I put in this hair will be divided by maybe 5 for a person with my same hair but with low porosity, because the person doesn't have much absorption capacity. So if they apply as much product as I do, the product will just sit there on the hair. It will just sit there, the hair, it will just, you know, it will just make a paste on the hair. It won't absorb because the hair is already saturated. Styling is something that is surface level. When you style your hair, you don't go inside and change the medulla or change the structure of your hair or your DNA. You don't do all of that. You just manipulate the hair externally, you know. So we need that surface moisture, but because our hair absorbs things so quickly, so fast, that moisture is lacking here, you know. So we need to keep adding and to keep the hair moisturized manually, mechanically ourselves. I hope everything I just said makes sense and will help you understand your porosity more, and will help you clarify your type of routine that you need to be following. And after watching this video, if you Google high porosity hair care, so what they will show you, try to follow that. So that's what I did. When I realized that my hair was high porosity, I actually started to intentionally watch and look for high porosity content, and I started to watch what the people are doing, and I started to apply it to my hair, and I saw that everything changed. My hair is not as dry anymore, is not as hard to manipulate anymore. My perception of natural Afro hair changed completely. I know how to use my product, I know how my product work for me, I know, you know. So this part helped me, guide me a lot, and gave me a lot of clarity in my own natural hair journey. So that's why I'm sharing. Now if you see high porosity hair content, just try to watch it and try to forget about everything you know about hair, because in order to learn or in order to see something, You actually need to not be biased with everything that you think you already know about it. So watch it like someone who is new and try to apply all the advices that they give for high porosity hair on your hair that you think that is low porosity now, and see your hair flourish, see your hair change, see your hair get better. If you are struggling with dryness, if you are struggling with breakage, if you are struggling with hard hair, if you are struggling with moisture, this will help you. And also, one last advice that I want to throw here before I go is that get a hair dryer, get a hair dryer, get a blow dryer, get something to dry your hair after you've washed it. Get something to dry your hair after you have washed it, because you should not go to bed with wet hair regardless of your porosity. Keeping water in the hair for long is not healthy for your hair, because your hair is a material, it's a fabric, it's like skin, it's like nail, it's like your duvet that you use to cover yourself. It's like a fabric, so it is not healthy for this fabric to remain moist and to remain wet for long hours. So wetting your hair often won't give you hydral fatigue. So sometimes people also fear that. They're like, if I start moisturizing my hair more often when my hair requires it, I will have hydral fatigue. What is that? It is the fact of wetting your hair every day and going to bed every day with the wet hair. That's not healthy for any fabric. High porosity, low porosity, going to bed with wet hair is not healthy. It's not even healthy for your skin, for your bed sheets. It's not healthy. It will develop a fungi or something that won't be good for you. So that's not something I recommend. You know, even if you don't wear wash and goes, even if you wear twist out or braid out, whatever hairstyles you choose for your life, for your natural hair journey, for your hair, make sure you dry the hair before you go to bed. Moisturizing your hair won't give you hydral fatigue. When you finish your wash day, dry the hair. Invest in something that dries the hair, a blow dryer or a hair dryer, I don't know, but I don't even know if you are going to go outside to the salon and sit under somebody's dryer for 30 minutes to dry your hair. Do what you have to do, but dry the hair every time you finish to wet it. Every time you finish to wet your hair and manipulate your hair with the water, every time you finish to do a watery intervention in your hair, dry it afterward. Don't let it go to bed wet. So if you follow that and you follow all the advice that you will find for high porosity hair, you will understand yourself, everything that I have said in this video, and you will see your hair get better. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.